Well, here's a pro tip. When you're going live and you're wearing a face shield, don't spray bug spray into the air. It's all over my shield now. This Chuffy Tiger in heat is Miss Aria Tiger. I came out here to do a cameo for somebody who wanted a tiger as a birthday cameo to their brother. And I went over to see Jasmine, and Jasmine was having no part of it because she was so interested in what Aria had to say over here. I know what I have to say, Aria, and that's no babies for you. There will be no breeding in a real sanctuary. Absolutely none. Yeah. Don't need new babies in cages. That would be terrible. Big cats don't belong in cages. I know, do they? They absolutely do not. Oh, I know, you're just such a good girl. Everybody's loving on you. They're sending you hearts and likes. You guys can see the scars on her shoulders and hips from the horrible injuries that she arrived here with. She spent 4 years suffering open wounds as some backyard pet before she was finally seized by the government and sent here. Speaking of the government, I'm so happy. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Peta won their lawsuit against Tim Stark. If you guys saw him in Tiger King, he was the jerk with the monkey. Of course, a lot of those jerks had monkeys, but he was the jerk that thought that it was so clever that he had a monkey on his front instead of on his back. Now he's got a real monkey on his back that's called the government, taking away his big cats because of the horrible way they were treated. And what is best about that whole lawsuit is that the circuit court has deemed that taking cubs away from their mothers is a violation of the Endangered Species Act. It is harming and harassing the cats to do that. It prevents them from getting the nutrients they need from their mothers and the tender, loving care that they get from their mothers. People cannot possibly duplicate that. And it's about time somebody finally stepped up and interpreted that law the way it was meant to be interpreted and put an end to cub petting and cub breeding for cub petting. So I am beyond excited. You know, it talked about Howie and I having brie and champagne. Actually, they said shrimp and champagne, but that's not what we do. It's brie and champagne. Whenever we have a huge win like that, and even though it was Peta's win, it was something that we have just supported so wholeheartedly because we absolutely do not believe that big cats should be bred and their cubs taken away from them. That doesn't serve any kind of conservation value. None of the cats who are born in cages can ever be set free. And so there's a whole page about that at bigcatrescue.org/breeding-kills, and why they can't go free at bigcatrescue.org/go-free. Oh, you are just hilarious, Aria. Yes, you are. You got 1,000 people loving on you. They are loving you so much. You can find her story at bigcatrescue.org/Aria. That's ARIA. You know, I think the best part of that news is that so many of the animal abusers that are breeding cats right now, speed breeding lions and tigers and ligers, and this applies to all of those species, they have got to be just shaken in their pants right now, because if they keep doing it and they keep pimping out those cubs, they are next on Peta's list, and I don't think any of them want to experience the same result that Tim Stark had at Wildlife in Need in Indiana. Now you're up and about, yeah? Can you show everybody Vacation? This is Jasmine Tiger, and she was in her roofed section right there. All of our open air cages, like this Vacation rotation enclosure, has a roof section attached, so that if we have a hurricane, which there was a tropical storm just recently, came up the other coast, not our coast. You're hiding behind the trees? You're being silly. You're being silly. if the winds get up over 30 miles an hour, then we call them into these roofed sections that she just came out of until the winds die down, because if a tree were to fall down, it could be like a ramp right out of there. Nobody wants that to happen. Ellie, the court, PETA had said that they wanted to set up a hearing to discuss moving the cats out to legitimate sanctuaries, and the judge said, you don't need a hearing, just tell me where you want them to go. So I think that is a really good sign that the judge is going to approve their plan, and they have already reached out. He's spraying. They've already reached out to the Big Cat Sanctuary Alliance, which is an alliance of all of the legitimate accredited sanctuaries. And they've got people already standing by, ready to go in and swoop those animals up and get them to permanent enclosures where they will never go hungry, they'll never be bred again, they're never going to be exploited in pay-to-play schemes. They are going to feel like they just hit the freaking jackpot. Absolutely hit the jackpot because of this one judge stepping up and finally doing the right thing. Just can't tell you how happy I am with this ruling. PETA had a similar ruling here in Florida with another cub pimp, Kathy Stearns, but it wasn't as clear that the reason for the ruling was the fact that just the very act of taking the cubs away from their mom. I'm sorry, I'm messing with a fence here so I can get a little bit closer to her. It wasn't as clear about the fact that the cubs belong with their mothers. And so what this judge said was they needed to be left with their mothers for the first 2 years. And if you leave a tiger cub with its mom for even 4 weeks, maybe 2 weeks even, they would never be able to pass that cub around as a pay-to-play prop, because the mothers will teach them to stay away from people, that people are no good and have no business putting their hands on them. For any of you who are new, this is our vacation rotation enclosure, and right here to my left there is a live webcam who is probably just busting the internet right now because she just laid down right in front of the camera, did a big old toothy yawn. You can see all of our cameras at bigcatcams.com, bigcatcams.com. Yeah, I think that rescue is going to happen pretty soon. I can't imagine that the judge is going to waste any time. He did the right thing for all the right reasons, and there's just no reason at all to let those animals suffer another day. I'm going to come down here so I'm not looking directly into the sun. Ooh, I'm sorry, I've got it so zoomed in. That's disconcerting. All right, where are you? I'm wearing a face shield, so the glare on both my phone screen and my face shield is pretty amazing. And it's just going to have to be that way, I guess. Looking to see if I can see your comments. Right behind her is a little pond. She could go swimming if she wanted to. It was like 92 degrees last time I checked, and oh my gosh, it's hot. Hot, 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 hot. Yes, unfortunately the cats are still there. I'm sure that the minute PETA has them safely being loaded up and headed out to other sanctuaries, they will issue another press release like the one that we shared with all of you guys this morning. So one thing I like about this face mask is that I can hang the microphone right on the inside of it, and it's not rubbing up against my face or rubbing up against the mask, so it's not all fuzzy sounding. Is the Nikita cam still down? I know Randall's been here working on it. He was here a couple days ago, and he's going to be back out. I don't know I think Friday he's going to be back out. He's working with some people from Verkada. They had come out, and I took them around and showed them all of our cameras, and they're talking about donating. Well, actually, they already donated 3 cameras and maybe more, and they sent out their installation guy, and so he and Randall are going to be meeting on Friday to see about maybe putting one on Sapphire's enclosure, her open air enclosure, and one on Jasmine's open air enclosure, so that you guys can see them when they're in their home cages. And then I don't know that we've decided on the 3rd camera. It might be another different angle out here on Vacation Rotation, since we only have the 1 camera here in this corner, and sometimes the cats are in other areas of this 2.5 acre spot. So that would be a good spot, or maybe Funcation, because those cameras will always every month get a new cat. In fact, tomorrow is moving cat day, I think. I'm pretty sure they said that they're going to be moving cats tomorrow at the staff meeting earlier today. So that'll be 3 more cameras you guys can watch all the time. And there's supposed to be a whole lot better quality of view and a whole lot less bandwidth than the Nest cams. If that's the case, then maybe we could replace more of our Nest cameras with those and give you guys a better view of some of the other places where we have cameras that we turn on and off. Yeah, the new cameras from Verkada will not be part of the Explore network, and they won't be pan, tilt, zoom. They'll just be a fixed position. There won't be anybody driving them, but they have a unique way of doing the fisheye look, because I was like, nobody wants to see a cat in fisheye. That's going to look weird. But it actually takes the entire scene and breaks it down into like 4 different screens, so that the images are much less distorted, and you would just be able to pick whichever quadrant that cat happened to be in to get your best look at them. Flint and Nabisco are supposed to be the ones to go out onto Funcation tomorrow. That should be a lot of fun. Yeah, I can understand. You guys already have so many cameras. It's like, oh my gosh, how can we possibly watch 3 more? We just have to all quit our jobs and sit around and watch cats. Too bad that doesn't pay. Well, thank you so much. She's so beautiful. I just hate to even walk away. There's no telling if I leave here. Well, I'm afraid I left my cart right in the middle of the road. I see somebody trying to come down the road. If I leave here looking for another cat, I may not even be able to find one. It's so hot. What do you think, Jasmine? Think I should go find another cat? I guess you guys could watch her on this camera. It's right over there. So that pole right there, that's how close the camera is. And those are the Explore cameras, and they are our best cameras. They can see all the way across this 2.5 acre enclosure. And they are manned all the time, which means they keep the camera pointed at the action. That's very, very cool. If you guys have been watching the Bobcat Rehab camera, Poppy, the little baby bobcat who is in rehab, just caught his first rat. Took him 3 hours to figure out how to get into the crate to catch the rat. Nobody has ever taken that long before to figure out that you can't go through that front door. You have to go through the top of the crate. But once he figured it out, he dispatched the rat pretty quickly. And then he spent all of the rest of yesterday and today constantly going back and going, is there another rat in there? That was so much fun. Poppy is a native bobcat. He was born in the wild, which means it's legal to return him to the wild. Ooh, somebody's getting snacks. It's Amanda. I'm going to shut up and just let you guys see this. Was that yummy? Oh, man. Angie's got the best snacks. Oh, we will follow you. Good luck with her, though. She's in heat.
Oh.
I heard she didn't eat this morning, and all she wants to do is call and chuff and roll. Yeah, Amanda will bark at me. She does not abide fools. And anybody without a snack to her is a fool. This is Angie Gabor, in case you can't tell from the mask. We used to do a program with the Dodo, all in Spanish, and Angie would do it all in Spanish. The cats are always like, let me take you for a walk. It'll be fun.
Big girl. I know. Come on. One of these is all I need. She's fun. Actually, she's super good any other time. Come on. Yeah, just one little piece. Just one little piece. This one. This one. Come on. One little piece. This one. All I need is one.
It's like, have you got any male chicken?
She's like nothing.
Audra, this is Aria. She's a tiger who came here with severe injuries, a mouthful of rotten teeth. We've been dealing with her injuries a bit at a time. The first thing we had to do was heal all of the open wounds on her shoulders and hips and get the skin to close back over them, because she had been on so many different antibiotics, but never through a whole course of them. She built up a resistance to them.
She's like, I roll. I roll. That's how I want to do. I roll.
So once we did that, then we started working on her mouthful of broken teeth. We've been fixing those with root canals and all kinds of stuff so that she's not painful in the mouth anymore. And it looks like the next thing we're going to have to do is spay her, because there's no reason for her to keep coming into heat. But she's had other huger issues to deal with than this. This just makes her not want to eat for a few days.
I'll come back and try you something different.
I don't think it's your choice of food. But they will try everything they can think of.
I'm not a boy and I'm not a tiger.
Thank you for that. That was such an unexpected surprise.
Have to go get Aries to eat.
Oh, goodness. Sorry about that. The bad thing about this microphone cord is it just gets hung up in everything. This is my shield. You can see I put the microphone right there. I bought this shield for like under $2 at Vistaprint. I I don't know why, but I'm guessing maybe they can print on them, is why Vistaprint even carries them. And then I bought the flowers at Tablecloth Factory and just stapled them on. Hi, Sapphire. Did you hear there were snacks? Is that what you heard? Yeah. This is Sapphire. She's a white tiger. Somebody please help me out by putting the white tiger link in the comments about why it's so bad to breed white tigers. It's one of the things Big Cat Rescue came out against in the late 90s. A fellow by the name of Dr. Dan Laughlin contacted me, and he was a veterinarian for Siegfried and Roy, and he had about 400 white tigers in his practice, and he said that it was just a crime what was being perpetuated as a royal white Bengal tiger, when in fact the only way you get the white coat is through severe inbreeding, and that was causing all kinds of birth defects like cross eyes. If you look at her, she has crossed eyes. And even the cats who don't look terribly cross-eyed, we had a white tiger named Zabu whose eyes didn't look crossed, but the same gene that causes that white coat color also causes the optic nerve to be wired to the wrong side of the brain, and so their vision is cross-eyed even if they don't look it. Sometimes they're born with club feet, open spines, cleft palates, all kinds of deleterious birth defects. And so what happened is people were so gaga over white tigers, all of the zoos started inbreeding, and as a result kittens started being born dead, because if you keep inbreeding generation after generation, that's what happens. And so that's when they started saying, well, let's crossbreed the Bengal tigers to Amur tigers. The white coat did not appear in the Amur tigers, even though that's the only place where a white coat would actually work, would be where it snows. But by crossbreeding the Bengal tigers and the Amur tigers, then they didn't serve any kind of conservation value. And they did that for years. And so when Dr. Laughlin reached out to me, he said, Big Cat Rescue's got a big mouth. Back then we were Wildlife on Easy Street, but we still had a big mouth. I've always had a big mouth. And he felt like we could get the message out to the public that was not getting out from the zoos, or certainly not from any of the Las Vegas nightclub acts. And so we started promoting why it was so bad to breed white tigers, and we talked about it on our tours, we talked about it online. Every time there was a story in the news, we would comment to the reporter, and if there was a comment section, we would comment about why you shouldn't breed white tigers. And so finally in 2011, the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, which is the accrediting body for zoos, said, okay, the gig is up. You guys can't be doing this kind of stuff anymore, and if you do, because people know how bad it is, then we're not going to let you participate in what they called their conservation breeding, which is just ridiculous, because none of those other tigers are going back to the wild either, but at least they could claim that it had some kind of conservation value if they were purebred and not carrying all of the birth defects of the white tigers. So now you won't see accredited zoos breeding white tigers. You'll see it sometimes in, I hear every once in a while about somebody in China bragging about a white cub being born. But I think most of the world has finally learned that that's always a bad thing for the cats. So this is Jasmine's usual home, and where we're going to put one of the new cameras, but she's not in there because she's on vacation rotation. I'm seeing sleepy tigers everywhere I look. Sleepy sleepies. Hey Kimba, at least you have your head up. This is Kimba Tiger. He was rescued with Simba and Max tigers in 2019 from Guatemala. They had been in a circus act there. Most other countries seem to have figured out that circuses are always a bad deal for the animals, and have banned them as a result. Only in the U.S. are we still, well, I shouldn't say only, but Still, in the U.S., we are so far behind. Absolutely should ban the use of big cats in circus acts. Thank you for posting his bio link. I hear the interns are coming home for the night. You can hear a wagon in the background coming down the road, and it's probably them taking their kittens. We never breed here, but we have foster kittens that we foster often for the Humane Society of the United States, and we've fostered over 800 kittens and cats we didn't find homes for them. The Humane Society of Tampa Bay did. And then with COVID-19, we've not been able to do that. We had to let go half of our staff. And unfortunately, one of the people we had to let go of was Kitten Karma, who was our expert at taking care of those babies and making sure they all got their shots and dewormings and everything else. But when we took in Poppy, the bobcat, the baby bobcat that we're rehabbing for release back to the wild, actually, I wanted to go see Aries. The Humane Society told us that they had two little black kittens, Rufus and... what's that other kitten's name? Rufus and something else. That were so feral that they were just going to fix them and put them back out into the wild because there was no way they were going to be able to tame those kittens down and get them into a home, given all of the other cats that actually did stand a chance of being fostered and socialized. So we thought, well, this is perfect. If they're going to have to go back to the wild anyway, they can be playmates with Poppy for a while so that he learns to imprint on cats at least and not on humans. And then, of course, he was going to get too big for them really fast and did. And so we pulled them and put them in our kitten cabana. And then every day our volunteers spend time with those two kittens, and they're actually able to hold them and pet them now. And so at night they go home with the interns. So they're in their carriers, in the wagons, rolling down the road. But the reason the cats are all looking in that direction is because the cats know that the carts are what brings the food every morning. So it's like, ooh, I hear a wagon coming down the road. There could be food. It's just kittens. I'm looking for Aries. His cage goes way back in here. Aries is our last cougar. Where are you, Aries? I heard you didn't want to eat very well either. He's very old. His brother and sister have already passed on. Are you in one of these dens? Hello? Did I pass you already? You got enough toys in there? My goodness. So many toys. Well, they must be in one of these dens where it's turned facing the other direction, which means Angie's going to have her hands full trying to get him to eat. Oh, wow. It comes all the way over here, too. All right. Well, we'll keep going. I thought that was the end there. Where's Aries? Did I hear something? Nope. I see Jinx. I don't think I can get to Jinx from here, though. How do I get there? Oh, there he is. Hi. Hey, Whistle Bunny. Hi. Hi. Yeah? Can you purr for everybody? Yeah? You hanging out in your den? You're such a good boy. Those dens are really nice and cool. It's a lot of thick concrete between him and the elements. Ooh, I see a serval on the prowl. Looks like the serval might have a lizard in their mouth. What have you got? Do you have something, or are you just mouth breathing? This is Funcation. It's 22,000 square feet. Every month a different cat gets the space. Who are you? Are you Alethea? I think it might be Alethea. Hi. My goodness. I guess she's just panting. I see you. I see that flat cat. There's Jinx. Jinx is a black leopard. Jasmine and Jinx came here from the same place. They had been backyard pets at a horrible place. And again, it took bloody forever, but the authorities finally seized the cats and sent them to Big Cat Rescue. And then they had to fight the owners for 4 years, more than 4 years, I think. Uh-oh, I lost the circle over here now. So during that period of time, they were referred to as witness protection cats, and we weren't allowed to talk about them. But now that is over, and we have permanent custody. Permanent custody. Oh, you being funny? You're so sneaky. You're so sneaky. Today I was in Brittany's office. She does the morning walkabouts, and that's when you guys get to see like feeding in the morning and all that fun stuff. And she had these beautiful pictures on her walls of Smalls and Tiger Lily, the bobcats, and I had commented that Smalls just never takes a bad picture. And she said, yeah, actually I've got more pictures of Jinx than any other cat. But it's because he does stuff like that. He goes behind 3 layers of wire, and then it's like, you can't get a good picture of him. What are you doing in the tunnel? Crazy. If I walk past here, will you come see if you can sneak up on me? Are you sneaking? You're not sneaking if I'm watching? Alright, I'm going to turn away and see if you come. Nope, it's not fun. You know I'm up to you. On to you. Well, we saw a lot more cats than I thought we would. I really did not think in this goodness, horrible heat. It's so hot that we would see anybody. There he is. Hi, Aries. There's the Whistle Bunny. We will end with you. We'll end with the Purrmeister. Hi. Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's so lovely to be able to talk with you again. It's been crazy lately. There's just been so much going on. I always feel bad when I don't get to talk to you for such a long period of time. I don't know where Manny is. He didn't come out. All right. Goodbye. Love you guys.